there's no doubt that elements of the Russian government, the Russian security services, have engaged in a sustained campaign of cyber attacks and influence on the United States. It appears from what I have seen and heard my colleagues back in Washington say, including not only Secretary Pompeo, but my former boss, Attorney General Bill Barr, it is consistent with what we've seen from the Russian government, elements of the Russian government previously. When I've been asked both by the media and by senators and members of Congress, their focus has previously been on what's generally described as election interference. My response to that is, yes, there was a significant influence campaign in 2016 that continued in 2018 and including into 2020, but it's part of a larger problem that we face, which is an aggressive cyber activities by elements of the Russian government. So we've got to do a better job defending ourselves. We have to continue to message the Russian government and to impose costs on those who would try to degrade, exploit, and damage our cyber infrastructure. And that would include potentially a whole host of things. We took the decision we took because it's part of, and this is why I mentioned St. Petersburg, broader problems in the bilateral diplomatic relationship between the United States and Russia, which have extended to a so-called visa impasse. We can't get visas for US personnel to come to work at our consulates in Yekaterinburg, Vladivostok, or the embassy in Moscow. And without those personnel who are able to perform essential functions for health and safety, the risk is increasing that there could be a fire, other safety issues. There are always potential threats to our post. There was one right before I got here in Yekaterinburg. So what's happened is we can't get management officers, security officers visas. So for the health and safety of our personnel at Mission Russia generally, we have had to basically consolidate here in Moscow with the relatively small compared to 4 or 5 years ago when we had 1,200 employees of Mission Russia. We're capped now at 455 and have significantly fewer than that now. My advice to my successor would be work hard on those challenges because there's a broader, deeper relationship between the United States and Russia than there ever was in the Cold War. We can't lose sight of that, and we need to have. There's a breach in trust, I think it's safe to say, between the U.S. government and the Russian government. But I, for one, and I know many Americans, have trust and faith in the Russian people, who are a great people. It's a great country with a huge expanse of territory, millennia, more than a millennia of history and culture that we can't lose sight of. So, as I say, it pains me that on my tenure we've had to suspend operations in Vlad and take in the new year these actions in Yekaterinburg and Vladivostok. But my hope is that they're temporary and that we can stop digging the hole that we've dug, our respective sides, restore the trust, and take advantage of that broader, deeper relationship between the United States and Russia.